Hello, dear yogis. Welcome for this yin practice. If you have a bolster, please make sure you have it close to your mat. Maybe you can also grab a block or a book. And then let's start. Let's start in a comfortable seated pose. Maybe a comfortable seated pose is for you with the legs forward. You can come into a cross-legged pose. Or maybe you find yourself another comfortable pose. And let's relax the hands on the thighs or in your lap. And I invite you to close your eyes if that feels okay for you. And of course, you can always keep your eyes half open with a soft gaze. Take a moment here to bring your attention inwards. How does your body feel? Maybe you had a long day at work, at the office. Maybe you just woke up. Just take a moment to only observe the body. How does the body feel? From our physical body, we bring our attention to the breath without changing the breath. Just notice the breath flowing in through the nostrils on an inhale. And the breath leaving the body through the nostrils on an exhale. And maybe you would like to set an intention for your practice. Maybe there's something you would like to work on. Maybe there's something you would like to let go of. Maybe something is not serving you anymore. Let's take a moment here to set an intention. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers a little bit. Maybe you move the upper body here just a tiny bit to wake up the body. And then let's lift the knees up if you have your legs crossed or legs straight. Bring your feet here in front of you. Take a moment here to shake out the legs. And then we start with our first yin pose today. It's going to be your butterfly pose. I always like to sit on a block because we will tilt forward. We will come into a forward fold. So if you have a tendency to sink in your lower back, I invite you to come and sit on a block. So we open the knees out to the sides, the feet close together, and we create this diamond shape between our legs. And now slowly start to walk your upper body forward towards your feet, relaxing the head. If you have an extra block, sometimes it can be nice to support your head with the block between the feet and the head, but maybe it's nicer for you to have your head just hovering above your feet. So when we practice yin, we are going for 3 different tattvas. 3 different goals. The first tattva, when we arrive in a pose, in an asana, is finding your edge. And in this butterfly pose, the edge can be like a stretch in your lower back, or maybe you feel some sensations in your hips, maybe in the groins. Some people will feel a stretch in the hamstrings. So when you find this edge, this stretch, then surrender yourself to the pose and commit yourself to the pose. You don't have to push, you don't have to pull. There's nothing here to prove. It's you, the gravity that will weigh you down, and the butterfly pose. And then see if you can find stillness of the body. So we try to keep the body as still as we can without moving, to come to dive deep into our connective tissue, into the fascia. And as soon as we would start to move the body, we will use our muscles, and we don't want to use our muscles in a yin practice, or not that much. You can always come out of the body, out of the pose when it doesn't feel right, or when you feel sharp shooting pain. Slowly stay into your pose. And then see if you can find stillness of the breath. The breath is like a mirror for you. So when the breath is in balance, then you're in the perfect pose. If the in-breath is a little bit short, shallow, you might be a little bit too deep into the pose. Then you adjust your pose, you take a step back, and then you commit yourself again to the pose. And then maybe when those two meet, the stillness of the body and the stillness of the breath, maybe you will encounter for a split second stillness of the mind. And then the third tattva, the third goal, is that you surrender to time. We hold the poses usually between 3 and 5 minutes. And you don't have to take care of looking at the time. I will tell you when we will slowly come out of the pose. Let's take one more breath here. Beautiful. And then slowly rising up. Maybe you can move in slow motion. Just slowly coming up. When you sit on a block, make sure you remove your block. And then we come and lie down on our backs. We will come into a rebound. That's like a mini Shavasana. Between the poses, we will do this mini Shavasana, this rebound, to observe the body. How does the body feel after this 4 minutes being in a butterfly pose? You can straighten the legs forward or keep your knees bent. So in this mini Shavasana, in this rebound, just observe the body. How does the body feel? How did it respond, or does it respond to the butterfly pose? And then those sensations, they usually disappear after a few seconds. And then it's time to prepare ourselves for our next pose, which is going to be our Bananasana. So in Bananasana, we bring the feet to the corners of the mat, and then we keep the left foot in the left corner of the mat, and we bring the right leg next to the left leg. So both feet are right now in the left corner of your mat. You can also choose to bring the right ankle on top of the left, or maybe the left ankle on top of the right, as long as you keep your feet in the left lower corner of your mat. Then we bring the arms alongside the body, and with the left hand we reach for the right lower arm or wrist. I always like to bring my head up and my shoulder blades a little bit off the floor, so I create space to bring both my arms into the left upper corner of the mat. So here in this Bananasana pose, we try to create a stretch at the right side of the body. And the stretch can be anywhere on the right side of the body. Maybe you feel only the stretch in your right armpit. Maybe you feel it at your right hip or ankle. Maybe you feel it at the whole right side of the body. Relaxing the jaws and the cheeks. Finding stillness in the body. Stillness in the breath. And maybe you find some stillness in the mind. And thoughts, they will come and they will go. Sometimes we get stuck into one of our thoughts. We get attached to the thought. Maybe you will say goodbye to that thought and bring your attention back to your breath. When we focus on our breath, we are in this present moment, in the here and in the now. When we get attached to the thoughts, we usually step into the future or in the past. But they actually don't exist, the future and the past. There's only the here and the now. So let's focus on our breath wave. This beautiful, nourishing inhale and a relaxing exhale. 3 more breaths here. And then from our Bananasana, we slowly come out of the Bananasana taking our time to get back into our rebound, the mini Shavasana. So we bring the arms back alongside the body, the right foot into the right corner of the mat. Taking a moment here to observe the body. Maybe you can feel a difference between the left side and the right side of the body. When these after effects of the Bananasana disappeared, and it's time to continue with your Bananasana on the other side. So this time we keep the right foot in the right corner of the mat, and then we walk the left leg towards the right leg. Maybe we keep the feet next to each other. Maybe you place the left ankle on top of the right ankle, or right ankle on top of the left. Try to keep your buttocks on the floor. Then bring your arms alongside your ears to the back. And with your right hand, you reach for your left lower arm. And then slowly bring those hands into the right upper corner of your mat. So you create a stretch on the left side of your body. So when you find your edge, your stretch on the left side of the body, commit to the pose. Finding stillness of the body, stillness of the breath. And maybe stillness of the mind. And then surrender to time. And every time you become aware of being attached to one of the thoughts, maybe you say goodbye to the thought and coming back to your breath wave. 3 more breath cycles here. We slowly, slowly come back to our rebound. Slowly bringing the arms back alongside the body, bringing the left foot back to the left corner of the mat. Observing the after effects of the Bananasana in the body. And then start to bring your feet down on the mat. Bring your hands halfway under the butt. Let's lift the legs up here towards the ceiling or towards the sky. And then slowly hinge yourself all the way up. The legs come forward. We will continue with our caterpillar pose. So both legs are forward. You can maybe sit on your block. And then we try to create a stretch here at the back of our upper legs, so at our hamstrings. You can have your legs close together, you can separate your legs. Just experiment a little bit here with your legs. And take care, you can create a stretch at the back of your legs. You don't have to come all the way forward. Some people like to bring a bolster under the knees or a rolled up blanket under the knees. Just taking your time here to find a stretch at the back of your upper legs. And you will probably also feel a stretch here at your lower back, which is absolutely fine. Maybe a stretch between the shoulder blades. And sometimes we have this tendency to push and to pull and to bring ourselves forward. You don't have to do anything here. Just surrender yourself to the pose, surrendering yourself to gravity. Relaxing the head. Maybe you support your head with a block. Relax the fingers. Every time you get attached to a thought, slowly coming back to the breath. We are almost there. And slowly start to come out of your pose. Make sure you get rid of your props. And then again in slow motion, come all the way down to the floor, coming into your rebound. Observing the after effects of the caterpillar pose. And if you have your legs straight forward, start to bend your knees, bring your feet down on the floor. Then let's bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh. And take a moment here to bring your awareness to your right glute. Maybe you already feel a stretch here on the right glute. Give the body some time. Maybe you don't feel any stretch here at all. You can always bring a block under your left foot. So you bring your left knee a little closer to your chest. Maybe you will feel a stretch now on your left glute. And maybe there's no stretch at all yet. And then you start to bring your left knee towards your chest, wrapping the right arm through the legs and interlacing the fingers behind your left hamstrings or in front of your left shin bone. So your edge here is the stretch on the right glute. If you have your fingers around your left hamstrings and you want to intensify the stretch a little bit more, you can always interlace the fingers and bring the fingers in front of the left shin bone. Redirecting the focus back to your breath. This beautiful, nourishing inhale and the relaxing and soft exhale. Few more breath cycles here. Start to release the fingers. Bring your left foot back on the floor. And now bring the right foot back on the floor. Maybe you bring both legs forward, coming into your rebound, or stay here with the feet on the floor, the knees clicking together. For the same rebound, the mini Shavasana where we observe the body. Maybe you can feel a difference between the left and the right glutes. And then we will start to prepare ourselves for the other side. So we will bring the left ankle on top of the right knee. And then maybe you stay here for your reverse swan pose. Maybe you bring a block under your right foot, or maybe you bring your right knee to your chest, interlacing the fingers around your right hamstrings or right shin bone. Try to keep the head and the shoulder blades down on the floor. Finding your edge here, the stretch on the left glutes. Start to bring stillness in the body, stillness of the breath. Maybe you find some stillness of the mind. Relaxing the toes, the jaws and the cheeks, the space between the eyebrows. We're almost there. Start to release the fingers. Bring your right foot back on the floor, followed by the left. And then find your version of your rebound. Maybe you keep your feet on the floor, knees together. Maybe you extend the legs forward. And again, taking a moment here to observe the body. Slowly start to bend your knees, bringing your feet close to your buttocks. Now, if you don't have a block, use a book. So take your block or your book and then slowly start to push the feet a little deeper into the floor and bring the block or the book under your sacrum. Now take a moment here to bring your awareness to your lower back. And instead of finding a stretch here, we are trying to create a compression in the lower back. So this gentle pressure in the lower back. Some people will already feel a compression here in the lower back. Others, they need to bring the legs a little bit more forward. And some people need to extend the legs all the way to the front of the mat. And if you have a block, you can also bring the block on a little higher level. Be very gentle. You don't have to compress very deep. A gentle compression is more than enough. And make sure the block is not in the lower back, but place it under your sacrum. And maybe you don't only feel this compression in the lower back, but maybe you also feel stretch here at your hip flexors. Maybe the upper legs. That's totally fine. You can have your hands maybe resting on the belly or arms alongside the body. I know some people like to bring the arms alongside the ears, bringing the hands to the opposite elbows. You choose the position of your arms. Make sure it doesn't get rid of the compression in the lower back. So that's your target area, the lower back. We are almost there. And start to bend your knees. If you have your legs straight, push the feet a little deeper into the mat so you lift your hips up and you can remove the block or the book. And then take your time to bring your hips slowly, slowly down towards your mat. Maybe you stay here for a moment with the knees bent. Maybe the knees come together. Maybe you prefer to straighten the legs forward. Just noticing the after effects of the golden gate, your back bend. And for those who have the legs straight, Start to bend your knees. Let's all bring the knees to the chest. Open the arms out to the sides in a T shape. Take a moment to bring your awareness to your shoulder blades. And let's keep the shoulder blades where they are so they are both touching the floor. And then slowly start to bring your knees to the right side for your twist. You can give your hips a little bit space also by bringing the feet down on the floor, lifting the hips up, and then bring the knees to the right side, bringing the right hip down, the left hip on top of the right. You can keep your head here in center, or you can roll the head towards the left side for a full rotation of the spine. You can always support your knee with a block or a pillow. Maybe you can bring a little bit more relaxedness, a little bit more softness in your left glutes. Few more breaths to go in your twist. Start to bring your head back to center. Then bring your knees back to center. Maybe stay here in center for 1 or 2, maybe 3 breaths. And then you slowly start to come into your twist with both shoulder blades down on the floor and the knees coming to the left side of your mat. And turning maybe the head to the right side. You can always keep your head in center if that feels more convenient for your neck. Make sure your right shoulder blade is also touching the floor, not only the left. Redirecting the focus back to the breath. Start to bring your head back to center. Bring your knees back to center. And maybe you bring your knees to your chest. And then start to prepare yourself for your Shavasana. If you have a bolster, it can be nice to bring the bolster under your knees. And otherwise find another comfortable lying pose. Your Shavasana, where you can observe the body. And let your yoga practice integrate into your body. I invite you to stay as long as you can in your Shavasana. You don't have a lot of time left, or if you would like to end the yoga practice together with me, then slowly start to bring some movement back into your body, wiggling the toes, moving the fingers. Maybe giving your body a nice long stretch, or bending the knees, bringing the knees to the chest, wrapping the arms around the legs. And then you can roll to one side and from there slowly rise up to a seat or rock yourself up. Coming into a comfortable seat. Resting the hands on the thighs or in your lap. And then maybe you join me by joining the hands together in front of the heart and bowing the head to the heart as a sign of respect and gratitude for the breath, the body, and each other. Namaste. And thank you so much, guys, for sharing your yin practice together with me. There will be more yin practices to come, and of course, more vinyasa practices. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I love to see you next time. Bye-bye.